Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 11th. We're just going to jump right in here, Cap. You start off with this card that says, take a chance and you'll realize how perfect something will turn out. You have this card that says, rejection is for your protection. Definitely, I feel it's time for Capricorn to take a chance on something. Something that other people will see you as being strong at. You have the Strength card. I always say with the Strength card, like, who in the right mind would stick their hands in a lion's mouth? And the answer is nobody. So people could see you doing something in your life that is a chance, that is a big chance. And, this could be starting a business or, taking a risk in your life in some way. And, but they could also see you being very successful. Like, are you kidding me? 3 aces here, which is amazing. So definitely a lot of positivity here. But you have the Strength card, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel it's time for Capricorn, like especially for those of you that have been dreaming about starting something. The Ace of Pentacles is a big opportunity or an opportunity to nurture something into existence. The Ace of Pentacles, there's this garden right here at the front of the card, and it literally represents the fact that when you get an Ace of Pentacles opportunity in your life, you have to treat it like a garden. You have to water it, feed it, fertilize it. You have to give it sunlight. So, again, if you're thinking about starting something new, you have to do all those things with this card. So I feel that there could be a big opportunity that's coming in for you that's going to make you very successful, but you really have to nurture it. You have the Nine of Pentacles as well. And the Nine of Pentacles, she also has a garden kind of behind her. She has all those grapes behind her. And grapes in the tarot represent something that requires a lot of skill to grow. So again, this reading is saying you have the skills to take advantage of a big opportunity that is coming in for you. And, it's probably going to lead to a lot of success. I really think you need to take a chance. You have the Ace of Wands, and again, this could be something that inspires you, something that excites you. Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new, but and we see this actually twice because you also have the Judgment card. Judgment, the coffins represent the people's, in the coffin, it represents their old life, and outside the coffin is their new life. They're being called to rise up out of the coffin. And I definitely feel that for you, Capricorn. Like, it's time for you to step into your new life. You've been dealing with Pluto in your sign for like 20-something years, and now it's time to experience the full rebirth, right? Or to experience a rebirth. You have the again, Strength card. Like I said, I feel like there is some sort of display of strength that you could be giving off, but you go down to the Hermit. The Hermit is about shining your inner light. And the Hermit is about kind of having been through a very difficult period of time. Like, he's been through a dark night of the soul. And now it's time for him, after that dark night of the soul, to shine his inner light. So I feel it's time for you to shine your inner light. With the Strength card, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords moving on to calmer shores. So I feel for a lot of you, you could be moving on to calmer shores here. You could be heading towards improvements as well with the Six of Swords. Love it. With the Ace of Pentacles here, you have the Hierophant. Hierophant would be like some sort of blessing, and I noticed at the beginning that you have this gift card as well. And that gift card says something about receiving a gift. I don't know, I can't read it from here. I'll read it to you in just a minute, but I feel like there could be some sort of blessing or a gift. He's making a symbol with his hands right here, and that symbol represents a blessing. So like I said, I feel you could be receiving a blessing. This could be from a person, or, it could just be an opportunity that is a blessing. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups. Yes, the universe wants you to be fulfilled, wants you to feel fulfilled, and I feel there's total fulfillment coming in for you. I also feel that it's like time for Capricorn to take a risk. It's funny because I always say that, it's almost like Capricorn has been learning how to do something for a very long period of time. And it's like now you're an expert, but you have to like prove it to the world. Strength, right? Strength is about showing something to the world. Hermit, same thing. The Hermit basically says you have to shine your inner light. You have to show the world what you're capable of or what you're made of. And I really do feel it is time, or it is a time where Capricorn has the opportunity to show the world what they're made of. I think that you're going to have a lot of moments where, you kind of see people doing something that you've thought of before. So you could have a lot of those moments where it's like you come up with an idea and then you see someone else in your life like does it, right? I'm not saying they're stealing your idea. What I'm saying is when we come up with an idea, we put it into the collective consciousness for anyone to grab onto. So, again, I think if that's happening to you, it's like literally the universe is saying like, your ideas are good ideas, but you're not expressing them, right? So it's time to like put those ideas out into the world. You have 3 aces here. Again, 3 aces represent a definite yes to anything that I don't answer in this reading. You have the key card. It says locked doors can now be open. Again, I think you've bumped up a lot against a lot of obstacles over the last 20 years where you try to do something and wouldn't work, or maybe it's more like 2 steps forward, 10 steps back type of energy. So, I feel like you've been doing that. You have this Sphinx card. It says choose your words carefully. Yeah, we're in a time of heightened manifestation. We even have a new moon in Pisces coming up. So, I would definitely be careful of your words. I would make sure that you're using positive manifesting words in your life, because you will probably manifest things very quickly into your life. You have the 3 of Wands, the Hermit, and the Ace of Swords. 3 of Wands says, what are you waiting for? 3 of Wands, he's looking out at that harbor, and there are those boats on the water. The original story of the 3 of Wands is that he's looking at that water, but it's golden in color, so he thinks that it's the desert, and, there's nothing exists in the desert, right? The desert is empty, basically. Nothing can grow in the desert, but when he looks closer, he sees the boats, and he realizes it's water. So he is looking at something where he didn't think there was an opportunity, but now he sees there's actually an opportunity. And again, this is the sign of the times. Like, a lot of people right now, I believe, are going to be doing this. But the problem is we have to take action. Again, if you're looking at something and you see an opportunity, but you also see the desert at the same time, then you're not going to think that you're going to be able to accomplish something. So I think you need to look at the things that you want to accomplish and just realize that it's actually a boat on the water. You have everything you need to set sail, but you need to go get on that boat, so you just have to get started, right? You have the Hermit. The Hermit says you've been through a dark night of the soul. Again, I think you've been through a long one for a very long period of time, Capricorn. And now it's time for you to like shine your inner light. He has that star in his lantern, and it's time for him to shine his light. It's time for him to get attention or to stand out in some way. And I really feel that it is time for you, Capricorn, to stand out. It's time for Capricorns to rise, right? Like I just said, it's time for you to show the world what you're made of. And, I think that a lot of your readings have been saying this for a long time, that it's time for Capricorn to show the world what you're made of. You have the Ace of Swords, definitely victories coming in for you. This could be some sort of truth right here, but this would be like you living your truth, right? The Ace of Swords is a victory, but it's also the truth. It's also laser-like focus, being very focused on something. Judgment is answering your inner calling, moving towards your purpose. And the Queen of Wands is about being bold and assertive and really going for something that you want. So I feel for a lot of you that you could really be, moving towards your true purpose, your own inner truth, something that you can focus on. And, obviously that will lead to a lot of success. With the 3 of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a change in your fortune. So, again, I feel like there could be some sort of change in your fortunes coming in for you. I also feel it's like a very lucky time for you. So, I would take extra chances at this time. The Wheel of Fortune, is also about your vibrations. There's this snake right here, and it's kind of like in a squiggly line. So I feel that I definitely feel you need to pay attention to your vibrations. There's also a Sphinx right at the top, and you had that Sphinx card right there. Sphinxes in the tarot kind of represent the mysteries of the universe. And so, again, if you don't know something, learn about it. Don't just let it be a mystery, right? With the Hermit, you have the 4 cups. Yeah, I think this is talking about how, for many years now, you've probably been trying to manifest things, or you've been trying to get things to work in your life, and they haven't been working, but things are changing. Now things can work for you. Now things can go a different direction. Now things can actually grow. You have all these garden cards here. It's time for you to, create your own little slice of heaven here on earth. But, again, it's going to be like a garden. It's something that you have to nurture into existence. It's not going to happen overnight, and you have to put the work in. But if you do it, looks very good. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Page of Swords. Yes, Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. I would be curious in this direction, even this direction here. This direction would be you being curious about your purpose, like I said. And the Page of Swords says if you're curious about something, learn as much as you can about it. And the Queen of Wands, she follows her joy, her bliss, right? She has a sunflower right here. The sunflower points towards the sun. So again, I think the secret for you, Capricorn, is to follow your bliss, or to follow what makes you happy or brings joy into your life. This way here, 9 of Pentacles could represent a skill or some sort of skill that you have that you're good at. and it basically just says, it says move towards your skills. If you're good at something, do it, basically. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this gift card. It says someone will give you a gift or help you in some way. Love it. It says you have natural talents, gifts, skills, and abilities just waiting to be discovered. You're sitting on your gifts and talents. Believe that you're meant to be great. Yes, the whole entire reading literally says that. You have this leadership card. It says you're stepping into a role as a leader. You are ready. Your career will improve once you accept and step into your power. Again, the whole entire thing. Even if you're retired, I would still take the lead. I would still step into your power. Because it's time for you, Capricorn, to step into your power. So, like I said, it's time for you to show the world what you're made of. And, I think this reading is very simple. It's just saying it's time for you to show the world what you're made of. You have the Four of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Nine of Pentacles. Four of Cups can represent a lot of past disappointments. Four of Cups, I always say, he's trying to manifest something, like a cake. He has manifested the flour, the sugar, the eggs, but he just needs to mix it all together and pop it in the oven, and then he'll have the cake. So I feel for a lot of you, it's time for you to mix everything together and pop it in the oven, and everything you've learned, all your experiences, the things that you've been through. And if you do that, you're going to clearly find success. You have the Judgment card here. And so the Judgment card can represent you having a wake-up call or waking up in some way. It can also represent your purpose or your inner truth. And again, these people are in these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. And so I feel for a lot of you, it's time for you to really step into your new life here and take the lead. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. You do have the Empress here as well, which is pretty interesting. So for a lot of you, I feel you could be stepping into your role as an Empress, or you could be stepping into your role, into a role that will make you more successful. And, that's kind of what I feel here with the Nine of Pentacles. I also feel like there could be for some reason, I'm getting something about good news coming in for you, but it's like, if you've been waiting for news or you've been waiting to receive some sort of news, I feel there could be news here. You also have the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. And the thing is that the Ace of Swords can represent laser-like focus. This falcon right here represents her. She is training her focus. So she is making sure that she's focusing on the things that she wants in her life, like the good stuff, and she's not focusing on the bad stuff. So I would make sure that you are training your focus. If you start focusing on something negative, change it to something positive. I think that could really help you out here. I also think that some of you could be changing your environment. There's a snail right there above my finger. The snail on the Nine of Pentacles kind of represents your environment, where you live, where you're from, the energies around you. And so again, a lot of you could be working on changing the energy around you. This could be you moving, but it could also be you just, cleaning up your environment or making sure to surround yourself with more positive things. All that would be a good idea. With the Four of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes. Doing what you think you should do. I know this is going to sound stupid, Capricorn, but doing what you are thinking you should do right now is going to lead to your Ten of Pentacles. So, again, you have plans, goals, wishes, dreams. Putting those things into practice is going to lead to a lot of success. And I just think you have to do it. With the Judgment card, you have the Two of Wands. Again, Two of Wands is taking the lead. So you have that leadership card there. Two of Wands kind of represents needing to take the lead. You actually have two cards. The Three of Wands and the Two of Wands are both kind of cards of taking the lead. So I feel it would be a great time for you to step up into any leadership positions, leadership roles. Any opportunities for you to be a leader would be a great idea for you here. So, I really like where this is going. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice. And Seven of Cups, I feel, is saying, don't be confused with all your options. I think you have a lot of options. I also feel that Capricorns could be imagining doing something in their life, and you could be thinking about all the good stuff and all the bad stuff that could happen. The Seven of Cups basically says, well, that's always true. Good things and bad things can always happen in life, but again, unless you actually put something into practice, you are not going to know what is going to happen, So I feel for a lot of you, this is saying it's time for you to manifest a dream or something on earth. The thing about the Two of Wands is that the Two of Wands really says that your current state of life is over. He's standing at the top of this castle, and the story of this card is that he has rushed to a finish line. He's accomplished something, and he thinks there's nothing more for him to accomplish, but he's got the whole world in his hands. There's a lot more for him to accomplish, and I really feel that this is kind of saying to you that there's a lot more that you could be accomplishing in your life at this time, but you have to go and do it. You have this otter spirit, it says you are never alone. You have this dolphin, it says this and that are true. Again, I think that's why it's really important that if you have a negative thought, that you correct it with a positive thought, because again, what you think is true is true. So, if you believe that things are going to hell in a handbasket, then that's true. If you believe that things can improve and that your life can improve, then that is also true. So, I think you need to focus more on the positive here. I also do feel that there could be love coming in for you. Again, you have the Empress card. I do really feel it's a good love year for you here, Capricorn. I think love has been a challenge for you for many years, but, unless you're in a positive relationship, of course, take it how it resonates. But, if you want love, I definitely feel there could be a new connection coming in for you. You have the Queen of Wands, the Empress, and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Wands about being bold, being assertive, really going for something you want. She has a sunflower right here, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So I feel for a lot of you that you need to kind of move more towards your own joy, happiness, inner peace, like all that other stuff. I think your heart is guiding you towards things as well, and that's what I would move towards with this energy is your heart. You have the Empress. The Empress is about being bold, being assertive, really going for something. The Queen of Wands the Empress is about kind of creation, is what I meant to say. She has this scepter right here, and she waves that scepter in front of her and grows this wheat that's right here. It's almost like the universe is saying, there's like not much for you to do. Like, I think that, I'm just going to say it this way. Like, imagine you have $0 in your bank account. That might be true for some of you, right? Imagine if you had $0 in your bank account right now. It's almost like this reading is saying, well, you actually have the talents, gifts, skills, and abilities to wave your little wand and end up with like $1 million in your bank account. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just giving you an example here, right? So it's almost like saying that there are skills that you have where maybe it doesn't happen overnight. Of course not, right? Nothing really does happen overnight. But, what I would say is that I think you could be successful much faster if you would take action on something that you're thinking about doing. And again, I think it might surprise you, like just how quickly you become successful. I think the problem for Capricorn, and it's not really a problem because I think, clearly this is showing up in the good stuff, which is amazing. There's a ton of abundance coming in for you. And I think you're going to figure it out. But, again, I think what you're doing is you're basing new things off of old stuff. You're saying, I used to try to get this business to work, but it didn't work. But it's like you're in a different time where things can work. And I think that's what you need to realize here. You have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords about seeing clearly for the first time. She has clouds only halfway up her body. So I feel like you see clearly for the first time, or you are seeing something clearly in your life for the first time. And let's see. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, time to go on a new adventure. It's time for you to follow your enthusiasm as well. I think it's time for you to live a good life, is what the universe is saying here. And all you have to do is get started on whatever you're thinking of doing, and, you'll be successful. You have the Empress, you have the Temperance card. Temperance also says this and that are true. Temperance is you can turn a negative into a positive. You can also turn a positive into a negative. So I would make sure that you are paying attention to what's working in your life and what's not working in your life. I would make sure that you are doubling down on the good stuff with the Temperance card. But just know that, again, it's kind of funny that I said you could have $0 in your bank account and make money overnight, because Temperance is about alchemy, turning one thing into another. And the whole entire reading is kind of encouraging you to do that. With the Queen of Swords, you have the King of Swords. See, I do feel that there's love available to you. I don't necessarily like the King and Queen of Swords together, because it can represent two people who are interested in each other, or, two people who are not like looking at each other. So, I actually feel there is an opportunity to love with those two, but someone needs to open up. So again, I feel if you're like interested in a new person or they're interested in you, it's like someone has to open up here. I do think it will happen, but that's what I'll say there. You have this Cat card, says a two-faced friend. I would be careful of, you always get these cards of like negative people, and, again, I'm not like a negative reader, but I would just pay attention. And, if you have a person that you feel like is talking behind your back, get rid of them. You have this Clouds card. It says temporary problems. I feel you've dealt with a lot of temporary problems, and that's what I would say the biggest challenge is. I almost feel like small, annoying problems is worse than one big problem, right? So I think that over the years, you've dealt with like a lot of small, annoying problems, which has really kind of worn you down. But again, things are changing. You have this Tiger. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. Yeah, we're in a really good time for risk, I believe, but we want to take calculated risk, not just any old risk that we can imagine. So, I would make sure that you're planning the risks that you're taking out. You have this broken ring card. It says parting the ways, either in romance or business. I think you already have done this. We've talked about it before like a million times, that some of you have clearly been through something and now you're moving on. You have this boot card. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yes, I don't even think you have to do much here, Capricorn. I just think it's saying, take action on what you want to accomplish, and you will accomplish it very quickly if you start taking the steps in the direction. So that's what I would do here. You also have this Inkpot card that says problems to be resolved. And I do feel like there are little things that you're kind of cleaning up at this time. I want to see what this next card is as well. But I think that you're going to be successful. You have this Death card that says pay attention to your work. So again, I think it's time for you to show the world what you're made of here, Capricorn. And that's all you have to do. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your